Attention strap. It won't start and it just shows error messages. Let's hope the analysis program can tell me more.
Start analysis program. No battery fitted. Please insert compatible model. Axle mounting back right broken. Replacement needed. For better reachability, work safety and load relief for the axle. The vehicle must be stored in an elevated position.
Attention strap. Now I have 2 of them. I'm pretty sure I'll find something better to do with this strap now that the gate's open. Core, what can you tell me about this shovel?
High-performance Hofmeister steel, can carry about 6 cubic meters and is used to transport scrap and trash to the incinerator. The entire structure has a maximum capacity of about 30 tons and a traction force of a few hundred kilonewtons.
And now for people who aren't steel experts?
You can fit a lot inside, and there's hardly anything so heavy that it couldn't lift it.
Okay, the hook is attached to the straps and the crane. And up we go. Carefully. Let's hope the crane endures. Someone removed the battery. It was probably broken and needs to be replaced. I guess a AA battery won't cut it.
No, you need a compatible model with various specifications.
What a surprise, Core. Please look for the next convenience store so I can go and buy one.
Would you like the distance in kilometers or light years?
Fine, I get it. Well then, let's look for a special battery that you probably need to be a mechanic for you to understand it. Of course, the analysis program was right. The axle mounting is broken, but it shouldn't be too hard to get it out. And that's that. I'll take it with me.
Tony, we saw her again yesterday. At first on a security camp, and then we saw her in person. She somehow made the plants grow faster? They're already covering parts of the building outside.
We have to be careful, but we can't do anything but evacuate. She doesn't seem to be dangerous, even though we don't know how she's doing what she's doing. The ship will be here in 3 days.
The return was scheduled for yesterday.
As if I didn't know that. What?
She said something.
And what did she say?
That's not important, but it's the way she sounded.
What did she sound like?
She sounded like Tessa.
Impossible. Your imagination is playing tricks on you, Joe.
You think? She's already doing things that should be impossible. So what does that change?
You're stressed, Joe. Tessa wants to and will save us. You know her. She won't kill us.
You're probably right. Sorry, I just had to tell someone. To say it out loud.
Don't worry, Joe. We'll get through this.
Hey, Mark, it's just like you said. The output is getting lower, and the impurities are getting stronger.
Shoot. Alright, thanks. The transport ship has already made contact and will be here soon. Please discuss with Anthony how we might extract the Gaffinium. There must be a way.
Understood.
What is this mess? What happened up there?
That's just it, Mark. Like I said, everything's changed. And we're not just talking about moving around a chair or painting the walls. The console was moved to the other side. The corner was intact, and...
Who did this?
I don't know who she is, but it's got to be the one Fry told me about. She never even touched this stuff.
This has to be the compartment the mechanic was talking about. All right, I guess all the cables have to come off first. And there it is. These stone and metal samples are so heavy, I can't move them an inch. There are even some crystals inside the middle one. This part is from the rover's axle mounting, and it's broken. I have to find some way to replace it. There's a serial number here. GN2144FN. A 3D printer that can print metallic objects with virtual 3D models. But there's no material in it. I should be able to recreate the mounting with this. Maybe I can find the model in the computer. I can't just put these parts in like this. The 3D printer needs the metal to be homogeneous. This controls the 3D printer and has a lot of parts to choose from. Here, that's the axle mounting serial number. I'll save it to my favorites. So it says here that we need at least 500 grams of rainy metal, an alloy. The object itself is only about 440 grams, but the printer needs more material for the process to support the model. That's why we need 500 grams. Where can we get rainy metal?
Rainy metal is mostly made up of gophinium, so it is a relatively new substance. Due to its high stability and light weight, it is mostly used to make vehicles. Gophinium was only discovered a few decades ago. Following this discovery, facilities like this one were constructed everywhere to obtain it. You will not be able to find it in the machines or walls here, but it was being mined here, so there must be some of it somewhere. Monolith is also a rare metal, but it has been known for much longer. It used to be used in all kinds of things, but ever since they found out it made a profitable alloy with gophinium, it has become incredibly valuable.
So we need pure Monolith and gophinium.
I registered Monolith before. The screws in the workbench down there are made from Monolith. Confirmed. Monolith screws. That means you already have some with you.
Excellent. Now all I need is gophinium. Calibrate your environmental scan to specifically look for these important elements. There has to be some gophinium somewhere around here. There are some elements and materials written down here. Lots of nuts and bolts made from Monolith, one of the metals we need for the axle mount.
This room is the drilling station. The machine on the ceiling can utilize multiple attachments. It is currently equipped with a magnet beam which loosens parts from underground and transfers magnetic metals to the surface. Workers can climb down the sides to manually retrieve non-magnetic sediment from the ground or to carry out repairs. It looks like this room has a self-contained power supply system. The room is mainly made of titanium. There is gaffinium among the ore samples. Tessa, there are other materials mixed in, but there should be enough for the axle mounting. Would you like me to fly into this dark, obvious, menacing, apparently bottomless hole?
Well, yes.
As empty as a black hole, but it hasn't quite got the same pull.
One of these ore samples contains gaffinium, which is exactly what we need for the axle mounting. But it's too big to carry. Plus, there are other elements mixed in. We have to somehow extract the gaffinium.
The hydrochloric acid is eating its way through the rock, splitting the ore. It's making it porous, but it's not moving otherwise. There are some elements and materials written down here.
I can retrieve a box for hazardous materials. The other boxes are all assigned to individual employees. I'm going to need their ID cards. Various acids. I could probably use those too. This mixer might be useful. Let's see. A bit of this. A bit of this. There are materials in the mixer. I'll activate it. Now this should be Aqua Regia. It's dissolving everything, except the Gaffinium. It's crumbling into chunks. I can take them with me. Let's get those metals weighed. Okay, this rainy metal has a special composition. We'll just weigh the materials one after the other and then mix them.
A good and logical plan, Tessa. Derivations of 1 gram for a total amount of 50 grams is still within tolerance parameters, according to my calculations, but the printer might not accept any derivations larger than that as rainy metal.
Okay, then let's mix them and hope they're in the right ratio. We can still separate them for now. The 3D printer can't mix the metals together. It needs them in a homogeneous state.
These metals will only fuse at a temperature above 910 degrees Celsius.
The metal has melted and turned into a block. And in it goes. I should try printing so the computer can tell me if this is the correct alloy. This controls the 3D printer and has a lot of parts to choose from. One of these parts is the axle mounting that I need for the rover. Ah, great! The alloy is correct! Let's get going then. This would have taken ages a few years ago, but modern machines can do it in a few minutes. There we are, a brand new axle mounting. Looks good. Looks like new. Well, it kind of is. Let's hope it won't break after I put it in the rover. Let's see. Core, can you show me what part belongs where? Ah, thanks. Done. Right. That should work. Oh yeah, all the little gizmos in the rover are coming to life. He's all powered up. Finished. Everything's repaired. Let's get it down and start analysis to check out what it's still capable of. Everything should be repaired, but the analysis program will tell me that once I've got it back on its feet. Everything should be repaired. We can let it back down again. Let's get rid of these straps first.
Start analysis program. Vehicle ready to start with restrictions.
Great! It won't last long due to a long service life, material fatigue, and other issues. But it should work. Core, please save the data so we can look for a good route at the mission console.
A fully functioning rover could manage this route, yes. But ours won't. We're going to have to look for a different route. One that's within our parameters. Okay, Core, show me the parameters the rover is still capable of. No, it can't take that route. No, it can't take that route. Yes, this route fits our parameters. All right, we've got a route.
One moment. The rover will only just barely make it back to the station. The tolerance range is 19%. Complications and detours can therefore lead to it being exhausted outside the station.
That's a risk we have to take. Theoretically, it should work, right?
Theoretically, but practically, a few days ago, you didn't want to stay in the supposedly safe ship and wait because it would have endangered your survival and rescue. Here, you have every option: safety, resources, tools, and machines. You can survive and call for help. You have already reached your goal. Instead, you want to go on a risky journey just to get a certainty that doesn't help you. I have registered irrational adventurousness in you before. Is that what this is about again?
This is just about my family.
Your family was either saved, in which case you will not see them after this journey, or they are dead, in which case you cannot help them. And Mark.
What about Mark?
You could hardly wait to leave the ship and explore the planet. You did not care about Mark Bennett's fate, and now you are using your family as pretense to carry on.
Yes, understood. It was only about me at the beginning. I wanted to explore and survive in that with all the means I had. Even if I didn't have the slightest clue where Mark was. Maybe I could have done more. I don't know. But it seemed like the right thing to do. Now I'm here and I could survive forever. No, exist. In the sense of not starving or dying of thirst. Is that enough? Not for me. It drives me crazy not to know where Tony and Finn are, and if they're okay. Achieving and discovering all of this feels so pointless. So empty.
But you've been in this situation many times as an explorer and have successfully blocked out thoughts about your family, haven't you?
Yes, technically. Sure, but Core, this Melissa Luna is trying to keep something from me. Maybe she's setting me up, I don't know. All I know is she doesn't want me to find out something about my family. If I stay here, I might be safe, but I'll remain clueless. I can't live like that. I have to take risks. No progress without obstacles. We'll sleep here and set off for the evacuation point tomorrow morning. I'll sleep in the rover just to make sure this person won't sabotage it. And you stay on lookout. Everything's prepared and ready. I should probably get a night's sleep before I leave, though.
Core,
Yes, Tessa.
what did the sun say to the earth?
I'd just be a star without you.
Is that really the punchline?
No, my humor subroutines generated this joke with AI. Was it ineffective?
I suppose. Or maybe my humor subroutines are broken down. Or maybe AI just isn't as far ahead as we all thought. Good night, Core.
Good night, Tessa. I will keep watch.
You know I support you. You should do whatever makes you happy. Don't do anything just for the money. We'll pull through anything, one way or another. Both of us. Together.
The money is worth nothing if it stresses you out and doesn't let you sleep.
You're probably right, Tony. I still have to think about it.
Your husband and son mean a lot to you.
Yes, Tony always supported me. But sometimes when the thirst for adventure overcomes me, I guess I sort of block them out too much.
What about your son?
What about him?
Didn't he miss his mother whenever she set off for the stars?
He did, but it's what I live for. I doubt that was much comfort to him, but maybe he'll be old enough to understand one day. Maybe he'll reach for the stars himself. He likes adventure books.
I see. So you were able to leave the station, could you?
Yes, everything was ready, so I...
Good morning, Tessa.
Good morning.
How are you feeling?
Pretty good, surprisingly. Don't ask me why, but I'm in the mood for adventure. Like, I'm excited because I'm going on vacation today. This mixture of departure, curiosity, and fear of having forgotten something. And then this Melissa Luna comes into my head.
The station's signals and data show no anomalies, and there were no attacks or dangers throughout the night.
That's something. We can either take a last look at the station or we can head out straight away. I don't really want to waste any time.
The station's signals and data show no anomalies, and there were no attacks or dangers throughout the night.